All right, we're back, everybody. Hope you had some food and you're ready for another awesome 8 matches of Alliance Tournament 10. I'm Kill2. I'm here with Lazarus Telraven, and we're about to watch Suddenly Spaceships versus RvB, which is no doubt one of the more anticipated matches, as I'm sure people are hoping RvB will do well. But why don't you tell us about the setups? They seem to have a bit of an uphill battle ahead of them, huh?
Yeah, you have RvB with a dual Demos setup, which warp to Zero and Beacon on top of this Vendi. But you see two Demos, Oneros, Enyo, Tyrannus, and carries for RvB, and then you have Cyclone, Vindicator, Scimitar, Hawk, Merlin for Suddenly Spaceships. Suddenly Spaceships have a well-known pilot, which is DHB Wildcat. Made lots of PvP videos back in the day with nightmares and stuff like that. But these two Demos is on top of this Vindicator. I don't think it's going to turn out too well for these for RvB this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, we know at least if nothing's changed, the setup, the composition hasn't changed, so the fits probably haven't changed. And last week, Seldarine's Vindy was a shield Vindy with something like 1400 on paper DPS, which is a lot. It's the equivalent of like, more than 2 Cyclones. And they're right on top of each other, like you said. So Demoses have a lot to tank, and I don't know if they're going to even try and shoot the Vindy. They really need to probably get to logistics. And we are underway now. Frigs were really close to each other to begin with, the support was, so we'll see some damage traded there probably early. And actually taking out the Frigs could be a really important thing for RvB to try to get accomplished, just so they get some points. Wow, look at that Scimitar taking tons of damage already.
Yeah, right when the match started, you see both these Damages went straight for that Scimitar. They burned all the way to them. You get the Frigs going after the up, and it just died. I believe the Tyrannus? Yeah, the Tyrannus just died. So a lot of these ships are dying really quickly. Both blaster setups, both high DPS. This Scimitar is going down. It's going to be pretty huge, since I doubt this Vindicator is fitting a ASB.
Wow, this is awesome. RvB doing a really good job. They basically locked up moving into the next round with that Scimitar kill, and they're still doing work. One of the Demos is starting to suffer pretty bad. I'm surprised. I don't know. I guess the fact that RvB was able to get to the Scimitar early, and the Demoses are going to obviously tank better than the Scimitar. First Demos about to go down for RvB, though.
Well, the big thing to notice here is that Scimitar going down. That's 12 points. That they only needed about 8 points to be guaranteed a slot to next weekend, and they get that. They're in next weekend, and so now they're just trying to get any more points they can, just to be even more sure.
All right, so there goes Demos number 1. I mean, the damage we anticipated from the Vindy is certainly present. Killing Demoses underneath reps from the Oneros, no problem. But why were they able to move to the Scimitar so quickly? I would have thought with the Cyclone and the Vindy, with the Vindy web bonus we keep hearing about, and the Cyclone there, along with the Frigs to help tackle, the Scimitar could have burned away, and the webs would have kept the Demoses from getting close. Obviously, the Frigs can go in for the tackle of the Tyrannus, but there goes the second Demos, same time Cyclone for Suddenly Spaceship starting to take armor damage, so he could be going down soon as well, although now there's not a lot of DPS on the field for RvB.
Yeah, the Demos is right when the match started. They got out. The Vindicator had a little bit of a delay locking the first Demos. The Damos was about halfway to the Scimitar before the Vendi first finally got his web on it. So that was a big thing that influenced this match, that they were able to get off of that Vindicator that quickly.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. This is a really good match, though. The important thing here is both teams have a really good shot at making it through into the next round. For now, the line was set so that 8 points is what was needed to move each of these teams through. And it looks like even though RvB got off to a really good start, they're definitely going to lose this match. But they did take out that logistics ship, which is worth 13, 14 points?
It's 12 points. 12 points for that logistics ship. It's and that was, I think that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get that ship down quickly before they lost that Demos, before they lost that DPS. That way they can ensure that they move on to the next round.
And now without any DPS on the field for RvB, the Cyclone pulling back shields, obviously, and now it'll just be a matter of time for the Suddenly Spaceships team to get caught up to the Oneros, which it looks like that Vindy has now, so he'll start taking damage, and they'll have to finish that off. But obviously this locking up a spot for Suddenly Spaceships. All teams with 2 wins making it into next weekend for sure, and from here on in for the rest of the day, every team we're seeing has 1 win. So both these teams probably making it, which should be pretty exciting for RvB.
Well, so far today, we've seen a lot more Vindicators than we have seen the dual slap set up. So I'm not sure if there's a change in the meta, or if, but next weekend I think you're going to see a lot more new setups, a lot of DPS, a lot of fun with the 12-mans.
Yeah, I think a lot of people definitely have been shifting. I mean, we saw, it sort of looked like Slipners would be kind of the standard brawl setup uh, for the six mans, but it's definitely shifting towards these Vindicators, and that's actually the last shift for RvB. So I forgot to get the Somber Blink mention in there, but RvB. RvB big fan favorites, hopefully squeaking through with that 12 points, and suddenly Spaceships for sure making it into next week with a pretty convincing win with the Vindy setup again. So, congrats to both teams. We'll see you guys in a little bit.